I've heard your stories. I've witnessed the hardships. We've all seen the aftermath of Harvey Hurricane. Are you prepared? Let's talk disaster preparedness and recovery. We are all Texans recovering together.
Good morning, and thank you for joining me, Teresa Davis, on Texans Recovering Together. Hey, make sure you have contacted a friend, family member, someone in the community. Let them know that we are Facebook Live right now on Texans Recovering Together. Make sure that they join in to get all the most current and recent information about what's going on in your community in response to Hurricane Harvey. Again, I am Teresa Davis, and I have the privilege of coming to you live from Region 5's Crisis Counseling Program. On this show today, I have many guests that will come and discuss not only what they do in the community, but also their experiences from Hurricane Harvey. We want to make sure that we can take the time to have an open discussion about the unmet needs that still exist in the community, also resources and services that are still available to you within the community. We understand that it's been about a year later since Hurricane Harvey came through this area and caused catastrophic damages. However, we also understand through our Region 5 Crisis Counseling Program how many people are still in need of help. So the goal of this show, Texans Recovering Together, is to make sure that we can have that open discussion with you, with your friends, with the community, with the businesses, the agencies, and the nonprofits, to talk about how we can help each other still recover. We want to make sure that we give you the opportunity as our Facebook Live audience to also post your questions and your comments. We have our social media team standing by, and they're ready to respond to those questions and those comments. So again, we want to thank you for joining us on Texas Recovering Together live today. Again, my name is Teresa Davis, and I look forward for you joining me and all of our special guests today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this special message.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together.
Welcome back to Texans Recovering Together Live. Again, my name is Teresa Davis with Region 5 Crisis Counseling Program, and today I have with me my very first guest, Miss Sherry Thomas. She's with Region 5. She's also the leadership of our Crisis Counseling Program. She serves as the director over this program, and it is such a privilege to have her here on the show with us today. Ms. Thomas, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Tell our audience about Region 5 and how the Crisis Counseling Program came about.
Let me answer the question that everyone is dying to know, first of all. Okay. What is a Region 5?
There we go.
Okay, so let's start with that. Region 5 is an educational service center, and the easiest way for me to get people to understand what it is we are one of the 20 regional offices that Texas Education, TEA, has. And most people are familiar with Texas Education. And so what we do is we provide professional development and technical assistance to school districts, right, in 6 counties. We serve a 6-county area. Now, you might be asking, if you work with school districts, how did you get into this program?
Exactly.
That's the same question we've been asking too, right? How did you get into this? And so the crisis counseling program, Region 5 has been around for a long time, since the 60s. The crisis counseling program has also been around for many years. And some of your audience might remember having this program doing Katrina, Rita, Ike, and now doing Harvey. So this program comes to us whenever we have a storm and a lot of folks in our area are impacted by it, as in Harvey.
Right.
And traditionally, this program has gone to the mental health facilities. But this year, they decided to do something differently in that they let the service centers, Region 5 Education Service Centers, and we weren't the only service centers. There are about 4 others across Texas that they let us implement this program this year. So that's how we got into it. It's new to us. It's been a great opportunity for us to serve the community. It's been even a better opportunity for us to connect with partners and community members that we normally don't work with. And we've enjoyed having this program at the Service Center.
And let me just add to that, thank you, Ms. Thomas, that I serve under Ms. Thomas's leadership as team leader and community liaison for the 6 counties that we service throughout this grant, which would be those 6 counties?
Jefferson, Jasper, Orange, Hardin, Tyler, and Newton County.
Oh, good job, Ms. Thomas. Absolutely. Awesome, awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about the initial goals that were set for the crisis counseling program.
The crisis counseling program is an outreach program, okay? And it's mostly to provide those individuals that are having trouble with their emotional distress or stress from all the changes that occur from being impacted by a storm or a hurricane or any kind of disaster. We all know that when something hits you and all of the cameras are gone and everyone has gone home that's here in our communities, the survivors are still left to try and put their lives back together.
Yeah.
And so what this program is all about is, number one, dealing with those emotional needs that the survivors might have and helping them with those emotional needs. But we are also realizing that in order to help people with their emotional needs, we need to provide other kinds of resources for them. And that's what this program is about today, or the video here, the media, whatever we're
Texas
doing.
Recovering
There you
Together.
go. Help me out. It's about
yes.
today is making sure that when this program ends, and sadly, this program is going to end October the 31st, and we will no longer have it because it was only funded for 9 months.
Yep.
And so sadly, it's going to end. And so what we want to do is to continue the services that we have done for 9 months. And what we've done for 9 months, and our goal for 9 months, is not only to provide the emotional support and guidance, but to provide resources like where can you get someone to help you put your house back together,
Right.
you know? Where can you get someone if you need some additional assistance with food or clothing and those kinds of things. And so that's been our primary goal in providing services for this program.
Now, I have to ask you, because for one, I want to know, and for two, I want to make sure that the community knows how great of a job this crisis counseling program and all of our staff and our crisis workers have done under Ms. Thomas's leadership for making sure that we accomplish the goals that we just discussed. I want to know from you, what are you most proud of? What are some of the highlights? What are the things you're most proud of that we've been able to accomplish?
To just put it simply and in the most honest way that I can, any program is only as good as the people implementing it. So I am most proud of our staff. They came in, we hired them, and it was push, rush, push, rush. We had 9 months to get this program implemented. And our staff came in, and first of all, they rolled up their sleeves, they got to know each other, and then in getting to know each other and forming the relationships that they formed, they went out as a team, and our motto was, together
we rise.
Together we rise. And that's exactly what the team did, and that's what I'm the most proud of.
That is awesome.
Being able to have a team that came in, hit the ground running, and we served the community, and we will continue to serve the community until October the 31st.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was an awesome response. I appreciate that, and I'm sure all of our audience, as well as our crisis workers, I'm sure they appreciate hearing that as well, so thank you. Now, also, I understand that Region 5 has services that they offer to the community, and they were here before the Crisis Counseling Program, and they'll continue on. Can you tell us a little bit about that while we have time?
Like I said, we've been around for a long time, and even though some of your audience, they're just getting to know us because we are now more into the community, we want to let your audience know that we also have a community program in in 3 counties, Jefferson, Orange, and Hart, and it's our adult education and literacy program. It's free, and it's not what you are accustomed to, GED. It's a little bit more than GED these days. So the best thing for your audience to do is go to Region 5 Education Service Center website.
That's right.
Click on adult education, and you'll get more information than you can ever anticipate getting. We're not just GED anymore. We do much more in our adult ed literacy program.
Awesome. Thank you again for sharing that. And also, there's a phone number that you can call just in case your internet is interrupted for some reason. That number is 409-951-1710. Make sure you leave your information, and someone will give you a call back and help you to get started with whatever the program needs that you have concerning that Region 5 ESC and GED adult education. Again, I want to thank Ms. Thomas for being my first guest on Texans Recovering Together. Without her leadership, we could not have accomplished the crisis counseling goals. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Thomas. We'll be right back after this special message.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together.
Welcome back, and thank you again for joining me, Teresa Davis, on Texans Recovering Together. I have here with me another special guest. He is not new to the community or outreach. We have here with us Pastor Kennedy Andrews.
Good morning, Ms. Teresa. Good to be here this morning.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for joining us. Thank you. I really appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you do a lot in the community already. Again, this show is about disaster recovery and preparedness. And because you are the senior pastor at Harvest for Lost Souls Outreach Ministry, yes, you also have a history and a background in disaster recovery.
Yes, I am Somebody Cares America representative of Southeast Texas. which I became a part of 12 years ago. We're a worldwide ministry that does disaster response and disaster recovery. Matter of fact, we're first responders to any hurricane or tornado, anything that happens. Matter of fact, a team is launching right now to North Carolina, helping them out.
Oh, wow. Wow. We certainly want to make sure that we remember the families and the communities in the Carolinas. We know what it's like to be impacted as such, and we certainly want to give time and a moment to consider what they're going through and offer any support and help that we can. So thank you for being a part of Somebody Cares. Thank you for being willing to be a first responder in that. Let's talk a little bit more about your involvement and impact with Hurricane Harvey and what you do with Harvest at Lost Souls.
Well, Harvest for Lost Souls, our motto is find the need and fill it, find the hurt and heal it. Once the disaster came to our area, we took first responders and we ministered to many needs. We had approximately 95 18-wheelers came in from Hurricane Harvey. One donation of 10,000 My Pillows came to support the whole Golden Triangle. Our church took damage, but it wasn't to a full extent. Our church felt like we needed to reach out to other areas that were affected more. So we are beginning to adopt areas like Nome, Alvesta, and places that took more damage than we had taken here in Beaumont. So we were very interested in making sure that they recovered.
That's awesome. And I have actually had the privilege of being escorted by Pastor Kennedy and a few of our communities, Nome for one, and the El Vista community in Jefferson County. And it's because of his involvement with the community and the information that he has and those relationships that he has built that he was able to take me throughout those communities so we could get a close-up look and see how our crisis counseling program could respond to some of those unmet needs. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Harvest for Lost Souls outreach ministry right now, post-Hurricane Harvey.
You know, we've kind of done a lot of disaster recovery response into distribution, which is people have kind of recovered a little bit. Now we've been blessed by some of our covenant partners like Miss Teresa. We identified a school, Lucius Adams Elementary School in Port Arthur that was affected by Hurricane Harvey. And now next week, October the 2nd, we're adopting them with Somebody Cares Beanie Babies, and we're also going to, it's 585 kids. We're going to go do Beanie Babies, and we're going to give school supplies to the kids. They just went back into their school this year, and so I got directed by somebody else that they had just went back to their school, many needs, and so the distribution of school supplies and Beanie Babies that we got from Somebody Cares will go to that school on October 2nd, and we'll do a big assembly, and we'll bring 548 kids together. We'll put Beanie Babies, we'll put pencils, we'll put crayons, and just do a great job because of partnership with so many people like your organization.
Oh, that is awesome. Tell our audience again the date and the location to where they could either receive services and resources that they need or to actually come and just be a part and volunteer.
It's Staff Sergeant Lucius Adams Elementary School. It's, I think, 5901 9th Avenue in Port Arthur, Texas. This school is they're just going back into their school. They've been out an entire year from water that was damaged through Hurricane Harvey. And we get to go and be a blessing to them as they come back into their school this year. And that's October the 2nd from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And we're bringing a team from Harvest for Lost Souls. We're bringing a team of other volunteers who would love to be a part of that, just so we can just say, hey, I know that Harvey affected you, but we're helping you to continue to recover.
That is truly, truly awesome. And thank you again for all the work that you've done and you continue to do in the community. I've had the privilege of participating at a senior nights event, and let me tell you, it is awesome. Pastor Deanna Andrews, First Lady, couldn't be here with us today, but she is a dynamic First Lady, and I've had the pleasure of being with her while she facilitated the Senior Nights program. And listen, if you know seniors in your community that need an outlet or need a place to belong, or just want to come and have dinner, you all serve dinner, you play games. I mean, you truly do serve, and you have that compassion to serve them. Come out and join Harvest of Lost Souls. Where is that taking the date again?
That's next Thursday. Okay. Next Thursday is senior night, and we will be able to, it's homecoming night. Oh. So if the seniors went to BCP, they went to Hebert, whatever school they were a part of, they get to come back in and celebrate their school. And we're going to have homecoming, so we have free catered meal. They have fun. We play all kind of games with the seniors. So 60 and over, 5:30 to 7:30 that night, we have senior night.
Okay, awesome. Now, just another question about disaster recovery and preparedness, because you have over 16 years of experience in this. Have you identified, just tell our audience a hindrance perhaps that you may have identified, and what Harvest of Lost Soul is doing to make sure that we can fill those gaps in servicing people and help them recover?
One of the things that we really believe that there's some missing gaps. You can get lost in the paperwork. And so we're trying to identify those who may say, you know what, I don't know where my paperwork is, I don't know where this is. And so we can connect with them and attach them to other organizations so they don't feel left out. Because at some point, if you hadn't got served in about 6 or 7 months, people give up. They just say, I'm done. But you're not done until we're going to find you. We will pray, and we will find the person that says, I'm about done. And because we are interested in finding the need and fill it, finding the hurt and heal it.
I love that. I want you, Pastor Kennedy, take just a few more minutes and tell our Facebook Live Texas Recovering Together audience how they can get in contact with you. Give them your website and the office telephone number just so they can either participate or come and receive some of those services that you provide.
That is Harvest for Lost Souls. That is Harvest for Lost Souls. The address is 409 3395 Highland Avenue. The phone number is 49212-1399. Harvest for Lost Souls Outreach Ministry, reaching the community, loving on the community, and we would just love to have you come and volunteer. If you need to, looking for a place to volunteer, we need many volunteers. We free coffee shop, free donuts, all the different things that we do. And it is a 7-day-a-week ministry. We're not there just a couple days. We're there every single day, finding the need and finding the hurt of everything that's going on in our community, being the hands and feet of Jesus, reaching people for our community. And listen, I would love to see you get involved anytime. Harvest for Lost Souls will be waiting on you.
Pastor Kennedy, you all, thank you so much, sir, again for joining us. And make sure that you stay tuned. We'll be right back after this special message.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned to Texans Recovering Together with me, your host, Teresa Davis, coming to you, sponsored by Region 5's Crisis Counseling Program, a show that's dedicated to disaster recovery and preparedness. And like before, my special guests have all been able to offer us some information, services, and resources that are still available in your community. Because again, our crisis counseling program will end on October the 31st, but we didn't want to leave without providing the opportunity for you to know who's in your community, where to go, and what resources are still available. So I have another special guest joining me here today. From Hardin County, we have Pastor David Kudrin with Spiritual Care Crisis Counseling. Good morning, Pastor David.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Why don't you go ahead and tell our Texas Recovering Together live audience a little bit more about your role with Hardin County Strong?
My role with Hardin County Strong is to connect people with the counseling they need. They've suffered trauma from floods and not only lost houses and cars and property, but there's a spiritual house that has to be rebuilt. And my mission is to find the people out there. We had 4,000 homes underwater in Hardin County. And many of them, I go door to door, passing out flyers, inviting people into counseling. And I may be at one house, and I'm looking at a house that's being restored, and there's 5 around me that are still sitting there. I know that those houses represent people.
That's right.
They represent homes that have been destroyed, but lives that have been shattered. And they're suffering trauma, and a lot of them have not considered going to counseling. Yeah. So my mission is to get those people connected with someone who can offer them spiritual care. We have people that are just friends, people that are church folk, and we have people that we can direct them to that are licensed counselors that will do amazing things. And one of them is Charles Olive.
Yes.
And an amazing counselor, and I'll be offering more information about him where they can go and hear him. But that is our mission, to connect people with the spiritual care they need.
And it's a great work that you all are doing and that you have done. I have had the privilege to meet with you all, Spiritual Care Crisis Counseling team, on several occasions throughout this crisis counseling grant. And just sitting among you all, just to hear the vision and the scope of what you desire to do for the community. I mean, you know, extending the opportunity to participate in active listening for one, but then offer prayer. And you've found that there are many, many individuals that, you know, they need more than just the physical needs. You are addressing those spiritual needs. Can you share a little bit more about what your experience has been and how the community has been receptive to the spiritual care crisis counseling?
Yes, we have a call center, and if I could give the number.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
The call center number, if you would like some counseling, you can call 409-209-5380 and leave a message for us, and someone, a counselor, will get back with you, and they will help you. They'll pray with you. They'll discuss and listen, and also offer places you can go to get some counseling. I've answered some calls, and they've been heartbreaking.
I can imagine.
One lady I talked to, she was the only space she had. Her apartments were destroyed over in Port Arthur. The only place she had for a personal space was a recliner.
Oh, wow.
She was living with a family, and she had her grandkids around her. She loved them, but she had no space of her own. And, you know, when people are living together and forced to live together, I know 5 families down Keith Road that are all related. All 5 families lost their homes. My father actually had built some of those homes for those people, and that's why I know them personally. And where did they go? Where did they go when all their families have been, you know, houses destroyed? And so many people have recovered, but many people haven't.
And you know what, Pastor David, liking onto what you all do in Hardin County and with spiritual care, crisis counseling, our crisis counseling program with Region 5 has also identified some of the same similar issues and unmet needs that you have encountered. We've seen many families that may have been resistant to getting the help that we're offering.
Yes.
Because again, it's by way of referral. What we do with Region 5's crisis counseling program, we would make the encounter, same as you, correct? You make the encounter, and then would you offer prayer? Walk us through what that process might look like.
When they, I'll try to understand the question as best I can.
Let's say, like for instance, for our crisis counseling program, we would go door to door.
Right.
You all go door to door, and we would make an assessment of the situation.
Yeah.
And we do that by participating in active listening. And then based on the information that they give us in that encounter, we would make an immediate referral if they need housing repairs, food, shelter, clothing, or so forth.
Yes.
We would make the referral for them. So it's seemingly, we share a lot of the same roles and responsibilities in what we do, but for what you all do, it's a little bit more on the emotional side. It's the spiritual, meeting that spiritual need. Walk us through what that process may be like when you encounter a survivor.
Okay. When we encounter a survivor, yes, we also are able to refer them to Michelle Brewer. And they can go to hardincountystrong.org, and they can
tell our audience again what that website is.
hardincountystrong.org.
Thank you.
And they can go there, and there's a lot that can be offered there. They're rebuilding homes, and they're helping people with Reverend Smith in Silsbee has a place they can get mattresses and all those things. So we have places. If they call that number I gave, we will refer them to help they need.
Give them that number again one more time.
The number is 409-209-5380. 209-5380. Now, when I go to door and I counsel, we counsel a lot of people just right on the spot. Like if we're giving away food, we'll be at the cars passing out flyers, and we'll find that there are many people who can be counseled right then. One thing that I see is a lot of people just don't feel like they need counseling because it infers that maybe something's wrong with them. Newsflash, there's something wrong with us. Okay,
we all need help.
We all have. Let me give you some of the symptoms. If you're suffering from nightmares, insomnia, withdrawing from others, agitation, heartbeats that's racing, guilt, shame, self-blame, anxiety, fear, difficulty in concentrating, confusion, fatigue, irritability, mood swings. I meet these people, and they're going through all of these things, and they don't realize how it just takes one little rain to spark. I know people down Taft Avenue in Lumberton, it starts to rain, and they think, oh, my goodness, what's happening? Am my house going to flood again? And my heart goes out to these people. You know, we housed a family in our church, and they still live down Taft Avenue, and they don't know, do we sell our home? And so we're just there to offer prayer with you, to offer counseling, and then others are just willing. They're going to tell us everything right there.
Yeah, they want you to know. They've been looking and waiting for you to show up so that they could have someone to talk to, but not only that, have someone to actually listen to them.
Absolutely. Listening is a big part of what I do, and offering prayer with them. Sometimes just getting that off of their chest will help a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in these last few seconds, Pastor David, share with us the upcoming calendar event that you have where people can find out more about spiritual care crisis counseling.
Yes, in Lumberton, the Community Fall Fest will be going on. It's specifically for people in Lumberton. There will be all kinds of giveaways, karaoke, art contests, a lot of free things for kids. And we'll have a booth there. And Hardin County Strong will be there, and we'll be sitting right there. And you can come up to us and meet us in person. Ask us any question you want to ask, and we will give you a lot of information how to help.
Absolutely. And thank you again, Pastor David, for joining us today on Texans Recovering Together. Thank you so much for sharing the information. You all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together.
Welcome back. And thank you again for staying tuned live on Texans Recovering Together with me, Teresa Davis, and our special guest for today. Again, I have the privilege of sitting with so many members of our community to help us to have an open discussion about disaster recovery and preparedness. And joining me right now is another special guest. I have here with me Jarvis and Ashley Pippins with Pippins Enterprises. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Pippins Enterprises?
Okay. Well, thanks for the opportunity, Teresa. Again, we're honored and thrilled to be here. Pippins Enterprises provides heavy construction equipment and also parts and components. We also rent and for purchase as well. This is unique to the area because we've just like my wife has been a part. Go ahead, Ash. Go ahead.
Been a part of Pippins Enterprises as well. So we are looking to provide those heavy construction equipment and parts to companies and businesses in the area as we work to rebuild Southeast Texas.
Okay, and let me just say for our live audience that because of the work that we've done with Region 5's Crisis Counseling Program, we know that there is a need for construction. There is such a great need for housing repairs. They need equipment. The construction company needs equipment, of course, so the services and products that you provide are definitely necessary. And I understand that the scope of what you do is geared toward businesses and commercial properties. However, they were impacted due to Hurricane Harvey. So tell us a little bit more about what you have witnessed as a result of Harvey Hurricane and what your business can do to help us in that construction process.
Well, Teresa, this hits home for us, and it's near and dear in our hearts because we were impacted directly by Hurricane Harvey. And so with that, that causes a lot of stress and in the rebuilding process and a lot of patience. And that's one of the things that motivated us to really look into a business that we can help the community and really help these construction companies in the rebuilding efforts. More production, less maintenance, less ordering. That's what we can offer the construction companies as well. So we can help the rebuilding process go along a lot faster and more efficiently.
And just to touch a little bit on, because most of us, although you all are business owners and you have that passion and that desire to help commercial properties and other businesses recover, you were also impacted by Hurricane Harvey. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we actually live in a subdivision near Sour Lake.
Okay.
So our home received about 5.5 feet of water. So unfortunately that was a total loss. So we just recently were back into our home, so we can definitely relate with the time. It took us almost a year to get back into our home, and we understand how hard the contractors are working and how hard it is to get equipment and things like that, which can slow down the process. So we hope to provide a service to expedite that process.
Yeah, and it's more intimate in nature as well. We go out and visit companies to kind of assess where they are and really identify those needs And we tell the companies we're flexible to partner with them at the end of the day to test our products as well, to make sure that it's beneficial to them, really helping their costs as well.
And see, that's the thing that our Facebook Live audience needs to know. Again, when we talk about partnerships, we understand the need for us to develop those partnerships, and many of us have, we've been able to do that, especially through our crisis counseling program, which is the very reason why we have special guests such as yourself on this show today. Have you been able to establish any partnerships? And if not, what are some of the partnerships, the businesses that you would really like to connect with?
So far in the community, we're a newer brand, so it's really brand recognition right now. And making sure that we rub elbows with people in the community and making sure that they understand who we are, and really build that trust, because it's hard to really grow a business without having that trust.
The trust,
and it's a really tight-knit community out here in Southeast Texas, which I've grown to love and appreciate. So we were involved in the business networking community here in Beaumont.
What is that business networking community?
Well, my wife can speak more.
BNI, we're a part of a networking organization, BNI. But as far as partnerships, the partnership we have was we do have a partnership with Landmark, which is our provider. But companies we would love to work with are excavation companies, any construction companies, any highway construction as we rebuild from some of the damages we saw from Harvey. So those are some of our top partners we would love to work with.
And that'll also include landscaping, agriculture equipment as well, and all the accessories and the parts and components. So we're not 100% just construction. We have a diverse line as well, because it's other parts that was impacted as well. And landscaping is another major one that was impacted.
Major. And so with Pippin's Enterprises, are you only within the Southeast Texas area? Are you abroad? And if you are only in Southeast Texas, can you tell us some of the counties that you are in?
Yes, that's a great question, because I receive that a lot in the field. But my wife and I, we live locally here in the Beaumont area. Our warehouse is in Northeast Texas. So I like to think about it as this: we are the brand. We are the physical parts of Pippin's Enterprises. Where orders can be placed, you can go to our website, Pippin's
That's going to be posted on the screen.
Pippin'sEnterprises.com, and email is at jarvis@pippin'senterprises.com. It usually takes 2 to 3 business days to have any of your parts. So it'll be there as quickly as possible as far as that turnaround goes. Now, naturally, in emergency situations, like if you're needing, rental or anything like that, and you need it now, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to partner in that realm. But hopefully, it's not too many emergencies, right?
Yeah,
that's
we're
why
not expecting it. Hopefully, there's not an emergency. Okay, so you are only in Southeast Texas, or you cover?
So we cover really the entire U.S.
So that's good to know.
Shipping, everything that you need, you would have it in 2 to 3 business days.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So go ahead again and tell our Texas Recovering Together audience how they can get in contact with you, what your website is, and what you're hoping to be able to accomplish in the imminent future in regards to helping us rebuild and recover.
Yes.
So we are Pippin's Enterprises, where together we are building our future. You can reach us at Pippin'sEnterprises.com. Our phone number is 903-806-7465. We hope to help rebuild Southeast Texas through our heavy construction equipment, agricultural equipment, and landscaping equipment. We're ready to make Southeast Texas great.
That is awesome. We love it. And again, our businesses need to be able to thrive within the community, because we were all impacted, and so you all play a very important role in helping us to rebuild and reestablish those community and business needs. So I want to thank you again, Jarvis and Ashley Pippins with Pippin's Enterprises, for joining us today on Texans Recovering Together. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me live on Texans Recovering Together. Again, I am Teresa Davis, Team Lead and Community Liaison for Region 5's Crisis Counseling Program. Sort of sad to admit, but our program goes away on October the 31st. We have established such great partnerships, and we've had so many awesome encounters with the individuals and survivors of Hurricane Harvey. But we wanted to make sure that we didn't leave the community without giving you an opportunity to know more about the resources and services that are still available. Thus the reason for all of our special guests on the show today. I want to thank each and every one of them for taking the time to come on and discuss not only their business profiles, but to actually demonstrate their true and sincere compassion for helping Southeast Texas recover. Again, this show is all about disaster recovery and preparedness. And Region 5's Crisis Counseling Program has had the opportunity to do just that. We've partnered with so many agencies, businesses, and organizations throughout this grant, and we could not have been successful without those partnerships. I want to certainly thank my leadership, Ms. Sherry Thomas, for coming on the show today, and all of our other guests, to include Pastor Kennedy Andrews with Harvest of Lost Souls, Pastor David Kudrin with Hardin County Strong and Spiritual Care Crisis Counseling, and certainly Jarvis and Ashley Pippins with Pippins Enterprises. On each of these segments today, our guests were able to have an open discussion and share with you what resources and services are still available. I just want to take a few minutes to recap some of those resources. Please don't forget, Region 5 is going to be up on the screen. We have adult education classes. Those are free to the community. Make sure you call the number that's on that screen or go to the website, find out more information about how you can get involved. We also want to make sure that we go to Harvest of Lost Souls. Pastor Kennedy and Deanna Andrews, they have so much going on throughout their outreach ministry there. Want to make sure you have the opportunity to participate, to also serve and get involved. They need volunteers, so make sure you go and help with the awesome outreach ministry that they continue to do throughout the community. We also want to make sure that we tune in to Hardin County Strong, the awesome work that they've done since the very beginning of Hurricane Harvey, and they continue to do. Pastor David oversees Spiritual Care Crisis Counseling. That team will be in Lumberton on September the 29th in Lumberton City Park for a Lumberton City Festival hosted by Community Fest. Make sure you and your friends and families, everyone that you know throughout the community, has the opportunity to go to this free, fun, and festive event and participate. Again, that's going to be Lumberton City, September the 29th from 11 to 4 o'clock at Lumberton City Park. And Pippins Enterprises, they offer the tools and the resources that our community needs to help construction with rebuilding and repairing not only our homes, but our highways, our roads. They have a lot to offer. They have the passion, and they want to make sure that they connect with you other businesses. Make sure you stay tuned into Texans Recovering Together. Make sure you post your questions and your comments on our Facebook Live post, and our social media team will get back to you. Again, my name is Teresa Davis, and I'm privileged to be here with you live on Texans Recovering Together. Join me again next week, next Friday. This is our PSA for Region 5. You can see the information on your screen live. Again, we will be here starting this Friday, September the 1st, through October 19th, every Friday. I want you to make sure you go, grab a friend, a neighbor, your community events. Tell them about Texans Recovering Together. Again, I'm your host, Teresa Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in live.
We all remember the reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you? What have we all truly learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30, where we discuss ways to connect the community to services and resources to help you recover. We are all Texans recovering together. We all remember the news reports. Hundreds of homes lost due to the havoc of Harvey Hurricane. How prepared are you now? What have we really learned from our experiences in 2017? Join us on September the 21st and every Friday from 11:30 to 12:30 as we discuss ways to plan and prepare for hurricane season, where we also connect the community to resources and services to help you recover from disasters. We are all Texans recovering together. I've heard your stories. I've witnessed the hardships. We've all seen the aftermath of Harvey Hurricane. Are you prepared? Let's talk disaster preparedness and recovery. We are all Texans recovering together.